Well, good morning, guys. Welcome back to another trading session. I hope you're doing well. It's Wednesday, so it is the middle of the week, and we had CPI yesterday. Price just did a big push to the upside. This was the news release, and after the news release, we just head to the upside. This is the previous day high on ES. And then eventually, as usual, Asia just consolidate. London eventually, I'm not sure about this one, but London eventually manipulate to the upside or to the downside, since we had Asia highs taken and Asia lows taken as well. So, and for now, we are sitting inside this range below previous day high. Notice how NQ already took previous day high, so we might have if this one confirms, we might have some kind of SMT, which is always interesting because it's an SMT. It would be an SMT on the 4-hour time frame, as you can see here, and on the daily as well. Yeah, it would be a very nice confluence here. On the 15-minute, we also have that SMT, so it's a large SMT on many time frames. So yeah, what do I expect today, right? Well, honestly, I was telling you that eventually on Monday, when I was streaming on Monday, I told you that since we are, and let me just check here the price action on Monday. Since we made a huge push to the upside inside London on a Monday, hitting a previous, not a previous day, but a point of interest. I'm sorry about this noise. No, yeah, you can probably not hear it. Um, yeah, as I was saying, since we expanded on London on a Monday to a point of interest on a bigger time frame, it was the weekly. It was quite possible that we were forming the high of the week in between Monday to Tuesday. So Tuesday brought us to another push to the upside, and now we are just below it, consolidating. So we might have two options here, or we continue to the upside, taking previous day high and do another run, or we eventually will seek from some kind of retrace to the downside here, because there is a lot of imbalances to fulfill. And yeah, since we have an SMT on the 4 hour, the 15 minute, the 1 hour as well, the daily as well. So if this SMT confirms, we might have a push to the downside. But I'm wondering if this push to the downside will happen right here in New York AM. So what I'm gonna do is I will eventually wait for 10 a.m. for the formation of the new 4 hour candle and wait for something to happen. We have the sell side liquidity here as for the 4 hour candle low, the actual one. So I will mark here the high of this 4 hour candle as well. And as soon as we hit 10 a.m., I will see if we got some kind of a purge of these levels, just to seek the other one. Okay. Meanwhile, as you can see here, I was trading on a practice account, but I will move to a combine. I have some combines here, but I will just do some other thing. I will just copy trade this as well. So I will just take off the screen for a couple of seconds here, and then I will be back. Let me just do it quite quickly. Yeah, here we are. So this is just to ensure that my personal data don't get leaked online. I'm sorry. So copy. This can be the leader, and yeah. So let me just do this right here as well. Okay, and we are back to it. There we go. So as you can see, 50K combine. I will be starting the combine today. So no rush. I'm just making sure that I'm not trading the demo. And yeah, we got 9:30 open as well in the meantime. So I will mark the 9:30 open here. There we go. So no rush. I'm just observing this first 30 minutes. I will just observe what price wants to do. I have no rush. I have no rush to get into the market. So seems like NQ is the boldest one and the strongest one. It is reaching for this high right now. So ES is it's just mumbling around. So yeah, I will wait for the macro, the 9:50 to 10 a.m. macro, just to see what price will build, what's the intention of it, and yeah, that's the main plan here. I'm not intending to I'm not intending to do anything until 10 a.m. So NQ heading to the upside once again. ES trying to follow it. We will have another 4-hour high here. And we still have the previous day high as well to take. So at this point, I guess we will eventually take the previous day high. We will probably also form the first presented fair value gap. So I will move this one here since this is from the actual candle, the actual 4-hour candle. So I need to wait for this to just let me close the door here. I have some construction going on, so yeah, you might hear some kind of noise. I'm sorry for that, but yeah, there's nothing I can do about it. So price trying to get support at 8:30 and event horizon here. So NQ in the meantime is doing another high here. So ES not making it, but I guess it won't take that long. So yeah, at this point, there's nothing we can do right now. We just have to wait for price to show its hand. In the meanwhile, that SMT that we were talking about is still active. We still have to wait for this candle to close, of course, but on the 4 hour, we still have that SMT. So ES was not able to do another high. Meanwhile, NQ just made it. So this one is the first presented for value gap here. This one is the first presented for value gap. So now I will see how we treat the first presented for value gap. Yeah, we are still on the 15 minutes. We are still inside a bearish PD array, a bearish fair value gap. And so far, good reaction at the first presented for value gap. Price seems to have the intention to respect it. Let's see if we respect it or not. Wick's doing some kind of damage here. I would like to see it being disrespected. I would like to see previous day high not taken here. It would confirm the SMT and eventually try to get to the low of the 4 hour candle here. But we will have to wait to see if price really wants to do that. In the meantime, we have a new high on the 4 hour candle. Yeah, price seems like there's respecting the first presented for value gap, but we still have to wait a bit here since like we are back into the range. So until now, there's nothing quite obvious here. We might take some projections here just to see where price, if this was the Judas swing to the upside, then we would have some kind of -4 standard deviation. Yeah, right here at these lows, which is a nice confluence. -1.5 here as well at these lows right here. So this could be a nice confluence. And if we take the opposite direction, so if we take the last swing low here, yeah, it would eventually target the -4 as the previous day low, but previous day high. But yeah, I would like to see that intact, honestly. I would like to see that intact because I want the confirmation on the SMT in between ES and NASDAQ. So price is still heading lower here. Back to 930 open. And right now we are inside of the 15-minute fair value gap on ES. Price is really getting some speed here. We have a bearish fair value gap here. So right now, if this one stays intact, I would eventually consider lower prices. We are reaching the macro as well. I usually don't like how when price does this type of presents this type of behavior, when price really tries to dig lower, but it always is able to close a full down close candle. Yeah, meanwhile, price is digging lower. But as I was telling you guys, I was looking for something to happen inside the macro, and right at 10 a.m. So that's why I did not engage with any of this price action here. but so far things are respecting what I was looking for. Nice drop here to the downside. Now I'm just curious to see what happens as soon as we take this sell side liquidity as the 4-hour candle low. If things really continue to the downside, or if we can eventually do some kind of a form some kind of a bullish structure, because this would be the manipulation, taking this low and seek for the previous day high. So let's wait and see what happens as soon as we take out the 4-hour candle low. Price leaving behind, bearish PD arrays completely open here, bearish for valley gaps. But since we are inside a macro, I will probably not take this too serious, because we can eventually seek for an inversion here. So looking into the 4-hour, we still have these relative equal lows. And yeah, prices displacing to the upside. We are now inside the macro. The 950 to 1010. Notice how Event Horizon got rejected here. Let's just see where eventually price is, or if it's really stopping at the projections here, and it is. So in order to be bullish here, I would like to see first a purge of this liquidity here. I guess we will eventually face another leg to the downside because we are entering the next 4-hour candle as well. Yeah, there we go. Price retesting once again the bearish or value gap. We have midnight open right above it. So let's see if price really has the intention to go to the upside or if we roll down, taking this sell side here, which I believe we will. Price taking some time here. Not my cup of tea when price really struggles to continue its down move. But there we go. But yeah, notice how price is leaving some wicks behind. We have 3 minutes before the next 4-hour candle, so I will rather wait for it before pushing the trigger here. Let me just check in Q, and Q is doing almost the same here. So yeah, right now we just got the this leg to the downside here. Nothing more. Um, we will probably seek for this lower sell side here, I believe so. But I would rather wait for 10 a.m. than to really get into something just to be inside, uh, just to mark my presence in the market, honestly. See, this is the type of action that you don't want to see when you are seeking for lower prices. Yeah, price is trying to reach higher here. Um, on the 1 minute, we have another SMT with an NQ. So I really don't like how price is coming back above this one right here. Um, I would rather. Uh, I would like to see. I would have liked to see a purge of this sell side, but it seems like price doesn't want to do that. It will definitely seek higher. We have an SMT here with NQ, so NQ took this low here. But yeah, it's kind of tricky right now. I will wait a bit more. Damn. So will this be an open low close high for ES? We left some relative equal lows here as well. It seems like we were time distorting here, waiting for the macro. Yeah, at this point it's kind of hard to frame anything because PD arrays are getting violated. Um, and it's leaving things a bit harder. So price taking a long time here. On NQ, we have some kind of a bullish structure, a breaker. Price is really working inside a breaker. Uh, on ES, if we had to consider some kind of a breaker, we had to consider this big candle here. Yeah, which is massive. But at this point, price got supported by midnight open as well, right around here. So where's 9 a.m.? 9 a.m. is here. Yeah, it seems like price is really in a tricky spot here. There is nothing certain, I guess. PD arrays are not being respected as I would like to see them being respected. So I guess we are inverting this bearish for valley gap. Not sure if it will hold like that, but yeah, we came to the midpoint of it and are trying to leave it behind right now. But would like to see anything clearer. Prices just back and forth inside that PD array, and it does not give me confidence, honestly. Yeah, price taking a lot of time here. So it's 10, it's been 7 minutes right now. So finally, price decided to come lower. If it really comes back inside this fair value gap, then it might be a no day. Yeah, here we go. See, yeah, price is really doing some damage here. Um, on both sides, honestly. Imagine if you were longing the inversion of this fair value gap. You had your stop right here probably, and you wouldn't have been stopped out by probably 0.25. Yeah, but even if you were trying to short this, you had to be shorting with your stop loss above this fair value gap, honestly. Because I can't see anything here holding price to the upside. But meanwhile, the upside is quite, it's being damaged. It's being really damaged as well. So this week did a lot of damage here. Yeah, things are not clear. Yesterday it was a clearer day, honestly. was not able to be here on stream, but it was some kind of a clear day. I don't know if I were able to engage with the market because it was a fast market. Prices delivered so quickly, leaving a lot of PD arrays, a lot of imbalances behind. So yeah, looking at it in a inside perspective, it's always easier. But honestly, I don't know if I were able to engage with that price action. Honestly, um, we had CPI, we had to wait for something happen inside a CPI time window, and then eventually decide. The only thing that I eventually saw that I could have caught um, was the data highs. As soon as the CPI released, it left some data highs on ES, and I guess that was my low hanging fruit and my obvious target. Um, I would have not eventually not been able to engage with the majority of the up move, honestly. So I'm glad I decided to not engage with anything, honestly. Price really doing a lot of damage, but I'm starting to like what I see here. See, we got a clean rejection at 8:30 at 9:30 open. I mean, um, let me just check. This is 9 p.m. So this is the open of the last 1 hour candle as well. Let's see if we get a rejection below midnight open, respecting once again this fair value gap here. But as you can see, the macros isn't clean. And when you have a macro that is not clean, well, you have to be very cautious with the market because the macros are meant to be clean, are meant to be a time window where price will deliver in a clean way. Um, and if price is not clean inside that time window, it won't be. It won't. It most probably it won't be clean for the rest of the day. So you keep that in mind. As as long as as soon as you see a macro that is not as clean as you would like to see, then get suspicious about what price really wants to do. It seems now that it is primed to come lower, so it rebalanced everything here. Um, so the target here is the sell side liquidity as the 4 hour candle low, which will be reached soon. But look at this. Yeah, it's really a day where you have to be very cautious about price action, honestly. It's not giving me good vibes. This price action is really not giving me good vibes. It should be a run, clean run to the downside, honestly. And meanwhile, price is just um yeah, doing its own thing. Right now, we have another look at this. We have another megaphone pattern here where the highs are being taken, the lows are being taken. Yeah, it's annoying. It might be some kind of a seek and destroy action here. And so far it is really. So I will have my hand out of the trigger and just observe right now. The main plan was eventually a confirmation of a higher time frame SMT. So we should head lower. But yeah, it's not helping this price action. And honestly, I had as plan B, I had a purge of this 4 hour candle low, and then eventually a presentation of a bullish structure just to come for the previous day high. Yeah, but as you can see, sell side liquidity has not been taken. We are still inside the range of the previous 4 hour candle, so it makes things a bit trickier, and it gives free room for price action to do what it wants. And as I was saying, whenever you see a macro that isn't clear, it most probable is that the rest of the day won't be clear as well. So we have 950 to 1010 in a seek and destroy pattern. So the most probable thing is that we will see a hard day, and eventually we will have to wait for another session. Meanwhile, New York PM session. Rejecting once again midnight open here. But yeah, I still believe that we will head lower, but I'm not liking how price is behaving now. And whenever we are trading anything that isn't demo, we have to demand from price. Otherwise, price will demand from you, and this is not what I intend to. Um, I don't intend to give anything to price right now or to price action. So yeah, I can frame anything here. The only thing that eventually I can frame is this fair value gap here that is being respected. I will mark this out and put another one here. I will have to stretch it because this is it's like a double fair value gap. So the only thing that I can eventually frame here is um, midnight open serving as resistance here. Price has another resistance here at 9:30 open. But yeah, even if I considered a short position here, I would have to have my stop loss yeah, right, way above it. And yeah, I'm not taking a 7 point stop loss just to, yeah, the risk to reward is not what I intend to participate on. It must honestly present me anything greater than two yeah, anything greater than two R as a risk to reward situation. Yeah, meanwhile, I will ask you guys what's your bias, because honestly, at this point, I don't think I have any bias at this point. But I still believe in lower in something lower, but prices is stuck here. Is stuck here for 30 minutes already. Yeah, price is really having a hard time to get out of this consolidation, this box here. I would like to see something clear, and honestly, there's nothing clear to me. I, I still believe in low prices, but I would like to see something clean and not this mess here. This mess, to play this type of mess, you have to have large stop losses just to give some room for price to do what it really wants to do. Um, and I don't think that it's worth to give the market a large stop loss to play. That's why I didn't engage with anything yet. I'm still waiting. So I'm glad I waited for 10 a.m. I might have missed this leg, this down leg here, but it is what it is. I could eventually be trading this leg and waiting for the sell side point to be hit, and the sell side point never get got hit until now. So I don't know if I were eventually in this trade and okay, I will take my partials here, and price never came to this point. So it wouldn't it would eventually not be a trade where I could have taken a lot of profits, because I tend to be a bit permissible whenever is following my narrative, and my narrative was a clean purge of the sell side here, um, and I would have eventually given some room to price to do something, and might eventually get stopped at break even right here. Yeah, that's why I'm just fine with it. It's 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 nothing to be ashamed of, not being inside any trade. So I'm just observing, just saving my money as well for a better opportunity. I can see that a lot of people is trying to short this. I can imagine that. I can imagine a lot of people trying to, okay, we will see a continuation to the downside. So just let me, sorry, but there's some construction going on. So yeah, I can do nothing about the noise. Um, but yeah, as I was saying, I can see a lot of people trying to short this right now, and eventually putting their stops above these highs. Uh, so yeah, at some point the market can eventually generate some more liquidity here, waiting for some more shorts to get in, and at some point it will be inevitable. Price will eventually seek for these highs right here, where all the stops are. So that's why I did not engage in any type of this mess right here. And as you can see, I marked this megaphone pattern, and whenever price presents me like this with this, yeah, I believe okay, the next few minutes will be hard, minutes. So do you really want to spend your mental capital inside some sort of range, taking highs and taking lows? Yeah, maybe not. Maybe you leave it for tomorrow, or another session, or yeah, because price can really take out this high and then get inside back to the range, eventually targeting the next low, take out the low, come back once again inside the range. Yeah. And this is definitely not the price action that you want to participate in. So at this point, you just have to wait, see, observe, and yeah, try to find something, but never force it. Otherwise, you will get stuck inside something like this. And whenever you get stuck inside something like this, well, that's terrible for me, honestly. Those are the moments um, that my bias is switched all the time, because whenever I see some kind of a displacement to the downside, I say, "Oh, I'm bearish now." Whenever I see some kind of a displacement to the upside, oh, now I'm bullish. And yeah, it tricks your mind. It plays with you. So the best thing, honestly, is to not participate in it. So just watch, and learn from it, because otherwise, if you have to participate in order to learn, yeah, sometimes you have. There is nothing you can do about it. But if you can avoid learning without participating, yeah, that's top notch, because you won't be losing any money, you won't be risking anything, you won't be creating some kind of scar tissue in your mind, uh, where you are afraid that of the next step, of the next day, of the next trading session. Yeah, that's it. That's why I prefer to just observe and say, yeah, and not to take any action right now. And I'm fine without leaving myself out of this, out of that move. I'm fine. Could have taken it because I was expecting lower prices and eventually a purge of the sell side liquidity low. But yeah, I said from the beginning of the stream that I would wait for 10 a.m. just to give me something clear. And I'm glad I did it, because even if I was inside a straight here, I would have probably taken it right here or eventually here, expecting a clean run to this sell side 4 hour candle low. Yeah, and it never reached that. So I can see myself waiting for it, allowing the market to do some kind of a retrace, but at the same time putting my stop here and getting stopped out at break even. So that's why I'm not mad with myself. I'm fine with it, and I'm kind of glad for respecting my words and respecting my initial plan. But yeah, so far no action. We are inside this range for almost an hour right now. So it's 30 minutes. It's been 50 minutes, right? 40 minutes. And see, price is really trying to get above these stops here. As I was telling you, I can see a lot of people trying to short this. So that's why I was convinced that we were eventually seeking higher here inside um, this inversion. It will probably do it in a high resistance form, because it will get us some more liquidity in the way. Um, and then I will wait for some after action. I want to see what price really wants to do after taking this high and after coming to this fair value gap here. See, and everybody who was shorting this and was putting their stops here and eventually even above this fair value gap is now starting to pray, right? So the first high is taken here. Let's see. Let's see if price really wants to respect this fair value gap. But at this point, I'm more inclined for a continuation of this mess here, honestly. See, came up here, took out the high, back to the range. So at this point, you're wondering, okay, are we respecting this bearish PD array here? Will we? So we'll take this one out. Will we invert this bullish here, or is it just a retrace inside the range? So there's a lot of questions, and when there's a lot of questions and when you're not certain of it, well, then you just have to let it play. Let me just take a look at the 1 hour. Yeah, both ES and NQ left on the 4 hour. It left some liquidity behind. Yeah, on the 1 minute. Yeah, on the 1 minute, on the 1 hour, I left some SMT. So ES really took out the low of the previous 1 hour candle, while NQ didn't. So I'm wondering right now if price really wants to do this, just like this. Midnight open serving as support, a respect of the bearish fair value gap here. So we are starting to respect something at least. Yeah, very boring price action. Remember what I was telling you about mental capital? Yeah, this is a waste of mental capital, honestly. Price just coming inside the range once again. It is also not reacting as I would like to see it react to the bullish fair value gap. Yeah, and I push here to the downside, doing some damage here. But yeah, nothing is quite price action is not acting and not convincing me, honestly. It's acting in a way, in a very suspicious way, in a way which I usually don't like to trust it. Now we are inside this range for 1 hour already. Price not showing any type of willingness. It's just mumbling around. It's just has a lot of inertia. And whenever price is like this, I really don't like to engage with it because it might offer me the drawn liquidity that I'm expecting, but usually it takes a lot of time and it makes a lot of damage. So I have to be permissible with a big stop loss. And yeah, at this point, I don't think uh, that the market is worth it of a big stop loss. it's like a dog on a leash. Whenever your dog is not behaving the way you want, you can't give him a lot of leash. You have to keep it tight, right? So it's like in the markets, you have to keep your positions tight and not offering a lot of movement and a lot of allowances to price to do what it wants. So price now trying to dig lower inside that valley gap. Now trying to disrespect it. So, and we are approaching another macro, which is the 1050 to 1110. And let's see if this one might eventually offer us what we are expecting, which is lower. So we are 4 minutes until the macro. Price is inverting this fair value gap here. And yeah, if we have a confirmation about the inversion, I might consider eventually my position. We are approaching 11 a.m., which is the time in the morning which I usually don't like to trade as well. So a lot of roadblocks inside my plan. So I have to keep that in mind as well. Price doing another run to the upside. Yeah, this is quite boring. If you look at the 15 has been in the same level since 7 a.m. Since 7 a.m. in the morning. So yeah, it's basically this. Well, 10:50, the macro is on. So even if price will come to the upside, I might not interact with it because I can't see any clear manipulation taking out sell side liquidity both on NQ and ES. So I have no trigger. I have, yeah, the only sell side liquidity that ES has taken. Yeah, we have an SMT here in between ES and NQ. But yeah, I'm not liking how price is. So I will probably not interact with it this morning. So it's a kind of a shame because it was my first day coming back to the combines. As you can see, I'm trading 3 accounts. This one I will keep public. The other two I will keep private. But yeah, not the start that we would like to see. But I guess that's a good start because we didn't lose any money and we didn't engage with anything like this. So I'm glad I didn't. So yeah. Yeah, meanwhile, let me just check other assets, just like Bitcoin and that stuff. Yeah, so Bitcoin is also in a consolidation type of movement. Yeah, it came from the 100, almost 110 back to 74. And then as soon as it took out liquidity and rebalanced those for value gaps, it shooted to the upside. It shot to the upside from 70,000 to 105. So it's been a good stretch from Bitcoin. Nvidia and Tesla are also doing a nice job here. Tesla leaving some relative equal lows behind, which I'm not a big fan. But meanwhile, Nvidia is doing a V-shaped recovery. So everyone that has been shorting Nvidia will have their shorts their stops perched, most probably. And yeah, back to ES. ES is really doing nothing. I really don't like how ES is behaving. It's taking too much time to get out of this consolidation. So yeah, not really a fan of this price action. I'm glad I did not engage with it. Um, Otherwise, I would have been sad at this point. Yeah, we are still in this range. Damn. And as you can see, the macro is not offering as much as well. So as I was saying to you when we were inside a macro, whenever you have a macro that is not displaying something clear, then be cautious with the market because it will be like that for some time. So whenever you have a unclear macro, you just try to stay away from the market because it will probably get you inside of some type of a seek and destroy or whatever. Uh, I can mark this as a seek and destroy or a megaphone pattern here. So yeah, keep that in mind whenever you see an unclear macro. Just keep that in mind. That yeah, probably it is most probably that the price will not do what I intended to do. Yeah, very boring morning here. Unfortunately, this was the first day of the combine, but I can't say it started badly. It is what it is. We didn't make any money, but okay, that's fine. I rather do not make any money than lose it. Yeah. Yeah, price is still mumbling around here. Even the second macro is not quite enticing to do anything. As you can see here, 1050 to 1110 is not offering us anything as well. Yeah, price always coming back to the range. It is right now stuck in between bearish and bullish PD arrays. So nothing clear. Price really needs to get out of that range. Well, now displacing a little bit, but still inside the range. Let's just see if price really wants to come below and invert this bullish for value gap. There we go. Trying to invert the fair value gap. So right now, things are a bit more clear. See, we will probably seek for our main draw, which was the 4-hour candle low. There we go. Another push to the downside here. But at this point, I'm not expecting price to give us any chance to engage with. Since, yeah, since we already spent too much time here. There we go. So sell side is taken here, the last macro hour, right before lunch hour. It took too much time here. And honestly, I was not that convinced that price would do what I wanted it to do. So yeah, at this point we already took sell side liquidity. So if we already took sell side liquidity, we can eventually expect price to come back inside the range, which would be quite annoying and quite frustrating for everybody that took this sell. In the meantime, ES and NQ, ES is heavier here, so ES already took the lows, NQ didn't. Yeah, see, this was a run to the downside, a quick run to the downside, taking sell side liquidity as buy side as the 4 hour candle low. And if price really moves inside of the range again, then I would consider it a consolidation type of price action. Yeah, see, we already took buy side liquidity here. And we are moving now back inside the range. And the next target might eventually be these eyes here. But at this point, I'm not interested in any type of price action. Yeah, it really took this downside move. You had to be an aggressive trader to catch it. And in this type of environment, you should not be aggressive. You should be calm and wait for something to happen. So I'm once again glad I didn't took it. I would eventually take out the majority of the position right here, but yeah, I'm fine not taking this short. See, price coming all the way back to the inverted for Valley Gap to eventually midnight open as well. So yeah, it's a consolidation type of market that we are in. So that's why I did not force anything today. On the 15-minute, we can see that ES took a deeper dive inside the consolidation that price is in. NQ left these lows here intact, so it might be some type of an SMT. On the hourly, yeah, ES really did a bigger retrace to the downside. Um, and on the 4 hour, we took sell side liquidity as well, but NQ was not able to do that. So there's a lot of asymmetries in between indices, and whenever you get those asymmetries, price action tend to be behaving in a low probability way, which means that you might have encountered your setup, but it might not work. So that's a low probability environment. See, price just running back inside the range once again. Yeah, it's a boring market here today. Very boring. I'm glad I didn't push the trigger, because these types of market conditions, low probability market conditions, are always tricky to engage with. They will spend a lot of mental capital. They will make you doubt. They will test your patience, and yeah, it will test everything in you and in your um, trading plan, in everything that concerns your position. Yeah, there's no follow through of this bearish leg, so it came right back inside the range. right back to midnight open. The only entry that we could have taken here, if price was behaving in a correctly way, the only one was when price really um, inverted this fair value gap here with displacement closed down below, and the next one you could eventually take an aggressive entry here as soon as price started to deliver lower from this inverted fair value gap. But you had to be aggressive, and I don't advise you to be aggressive in this type of markets. Well, and we are stuck in the middle of the range once again. We'll just grab a cup of coffee and be right back, okay, guys? Um, so be right back. We'll put this, yeah. We'll be right back. Give me just 2 minutes. 2 minutes, not 2 minutes, but five. So I'm back, guys. Just made a cup of coffee, and here we are, back inside the range. So this was a fun macro. The macro delivered sell side liquidity and at the same time, it really offered an inversion back inside the range. So yeah, it was a fun macro, but yeah, but there's no point. If I can anticipate some type of range bound price action, um, I will do anything not to engage with it. If I cannot anticipate it and I open a position and 10 minutes after we are in a range bound price action, well, there's nothing to do. But whenever I can, whenever I can anticipate it, I will do my best not to engage with it. So yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine not taking any position. And to be honest, we didn't left anything on the table. So I'm fine. Of course it should be better if we have taken some at least a sell, at least a short here, because I was expecting a sell side purge, right? But I had to be some kind of an aggressive trader here. I would have to close the majority of the position here as well. So yeah, it didn't offer the risk to reward that I was expecting. I would eventually I would eventually seek for something like this here on this short. So the base would not even be a 2R trade, which is not a sexy trade. But yeah, this long position here, the only entry that I can eventually frame here is right above here, which has some defenses, unless you play turtle soup. And if you play turtle soup, you can eventually trade right at these lows here. But I usually don't play turtle soup. So yeah, I didn't miss much, honestly. Well, guys, I think we are 2 hours in the stream already. Yeah, we are. I will be here just for a couple of minutes. Um, and then I will end the stream as well. So if you guys like what you see, if you guys like what you hear about the knowledge that I'm sharing here, yeah, just give it a like and just try to subscribe to the channel. I think you will gain something um, in the long run subscribing to the channel, because I will try to be here every day. Um, Sometimes life gets in the way, and those are the only periods or the only times that I won't be able to be streaming. But yeah, I will try to be here every day. So yeah, give it a follow. I will be streaming live content Um, I think it helps me a lot as well. I think it helps me stay committed to this, um, be responsible as well, and yeah, it helps me in a way that I like to teach as well, and I like to share knowledge, and I like to learn as well. Yeah, um, I really I really like um, to share knowledge to yeah, just to be with people like minded and to search for new ways and new visions. That's what I like in trading, and I think that we will be like this for the rest of our trading careers. We will try to gather always more knowledge because knowledge is not it's never enough. I think. And remember when I said that we were we had to be in mind we had to be in mind we had had in mind that we could eventually face a reversal to these highs when price was here. Well, it already took them. Um, so yeah, I think I did a pretty good read about the market conditions and the market behavior today. I kind of anticipated this seek and destroy action and all this time distortion. That's why I didn't place any trade. I was seeking for my first bias was the sell side liquidity, the previous 4 hour candle low. This was the main target for my New York AM session. And then as soon as we took it, as soon as price just took it, I alerted to the fact that we might eventually invert and go for these highs here. So and price really did it. I'm glad I stayed disciplined, not to engage with any short because yeah, even expecting a 4 hour candle low sell side liquidity acting as drawn liquidity, uh, yeah, I was conscious that I had to add big, some kind of a big um, stop loss, and it would not give me any enticing risk to reward ratio. So that's why I decided not to engage with it. Um, I could have, I could have when price was here taking these highs, but since we were taking every high, taking every low, yeah, it would definitely not be a clean short and a clean drive to sell side liquidity. So that's why I decided to be sidelined here and just to observe price. Um, when price just really confirmed the lower drive, yeah, then things could have been different, and I could have traded something like this as soon as we um took out this fair value gap here. But yeah, risk to reward was about two. Yeah, and I always tend to leave some partial, so it would never been a two risk to reward here. It would have been something lower, so I decided to stay sidelined. And then this way to the upside was not inside of my plans. the original plan because I want to see lower prices here. I told you about on Monday that we would probably do the high of the week in between Monday to Tuesday. Well, the high of the week is on Tuesday on ES, but we will probably do another high here on this Wednesday. So this was not part of the plan to get long. That's why I decided not to engage with it as well. So, and as soon as it hits 11 a.m., I tend to end the stream as well, tend to close my charts. So that's why um, I was not enabling me to open a position right at 11 a.m. Yeah, I was not. I wouldn't like it. It would spend me a lot of mental capital, honestly, and yeah, that's why. So if you guys really like the stream, if you guys really like the vibe of the stream, the calmer vibe, yeah, just give it a like and a subscribe. Follow me on YouTube. You can follow me on YouTube, on Twitch as well. I do live streams on Twitch as well if you like it more on Twitch. Um, you can follow me on Instagram. I will post some clips that will resume the stream, the today's stream. And you can follow me on TikTok as well. I usually put some short format content as well, giving you some advices, some yeah, those clips that resume some type of market behavior or some tips. Yeah, that's what I usually do on my socials as well. So yeah, stay tuned. I will end the stream. I have no intention to interact with the market right now, so I will end the stream and hope to see you tomorrow. Tomorrow, I don't think we will have. Let me just check the calendar, but I don't think we will have something tomorrow. I think so. Yeah, we will have some night news driver right between 8 and 9, I think. Um, Powell speaking as well. Okay, but I guess it's pre open. Um, so yeah, I hope to see you tomorrow. Have a nice afternoon. And yeah, thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Stay safe and yeah, see you tomorrow, guys. Have a nice day. Thank you.